It's Wednesday, June 19. In the headlines, a call for Jamaican diasporans to participate in national development. In business news, JMMB introduces Visa Business Debit Card solution. Regionally, we look at the prospects for a regional marine fuel hub. And in sports, reggae girl Jody Brown signs her first professional contract. This is the news on PBC Jamaica. I'm Simone Absalom Gale. "1,200 participants from 17 countries are participating in the 10th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference at the Montego Bay Convention Center in St. James. That's the word from Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Kamina Johnson-Smith, as she gave an update on the event currently on the way.
Because having 1,200 participants coming from 17 countries, moving our beautiful US, UK and Canada diasporans have showed up in full force. But we also have gone beyond, as close as Cayman and Bahamas and as far as Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa and the UAE, and beyond the UK to continental Europe with France, Germany, the Kingdom of Netherlands, Belgium. And they are here doing work.
Senator Johnson-Smith was speaking at the recently held post-cabinet press brief. President of the University of Technology Jamaica, Dr. Kevin Brown, is chair of the program and content subcommittee. Dr. Brown is a returning resident, having spent 23 years in the UK before taking up his position at the helm of one of Jamaica's leading universities.
If there's anyone out there that is questioning whether Jamaica's engagement with the diaspora is effective, and if we have truly created a bridge between the government of Jamaica, the people of Jamaica, and the diaspora, well, I think I stand here as a testimony that it actually is working, and that we have a structure that has, to my mind, positively contributed to Jamaica's development.
He emphasized the need to tap into the brightest minds on the island.
How can we tap into the best and brightest minds overseas and bring them home, like myself, or they stay where they are but still engage in a meaningful way? And so I just want to say that the shift now is about brain gain. For many years we have spoken about brain drain, and indeed we lose a lot of Jamaicans. The data shows that 80% of Jamaicans with tertiary education leave Jamaica. 23 years ago I was part of that statistic. But what we have now is a commitment, I believe, by the government to engage Jamaicans who have significant professional experience to either come home or to continue to contribute. And these conferences are a forum for that networking.
The conference is being held under the theme United for Jamaica's Transformation, Fostering Peace, Productivity and Youth Empowerment. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says efforts to transform Jamaica are yielding positive results. Speaking at the Jamaica Diaspora Conference, he cited projects reflecting these outcomes in the areas of economy, healthcare, national security, unemployment and training, and more.
What has happened in the last decade? We have seen stability in our economy. So I say to our millennials, our young people, and those who are skeptical about Jamaica, and they say, well, you know, our economic growth is low. No one disputes that. But our economic growth is better than it has ever been in the history of Jamaica.
He notes that sustained expansion and stability are critical for development.
Jamaica is the Wakanda. You cannot build Wakanda on unpredictable economic growth. You can only build Wakanda by having sustained economic growth and stability.
Mr. Holness also notes that Jamaica's debt to gross domestic product ratio has fallen to 72%.
Today, I'm pleased to report that our debt to GDP ratio is now at 72%. We have basically cut it in half. Now, let me be clear on this. The Jamaica Labour Party, which forms the government, doesn't lay claim to this singularly. The truth is that some of the work towards cutting debt was done in the Bruce Golding administration. Then it was picked up and advanced under the Portia Simpson Miller-led administration, and former Minister of Finance Peter Phillips played a great role in that, and we must embrace and acknowledge that this is a Jamaica achievement.
Meanwhile, leader of the opposition, Mark Golding, says the support and contributions of Jamaicans in the diaspora are critical to the country.
The Jamaicans living abroad constitute more or less a similar number to those living on the rock itself. Our diaspora and the support of our diaspora is absolutely critical to our survival as a nation. They are the largest provider of foreign exchange to our country. They support our balance of payments. They support the value of our currency. And indeed, during the pandemic, when the other critical source of foreign exchange, the tourism industry, basically shut down, Jamaica was able to get through it without any balance of payments or exchange rate crisis because of the stepping up of our diasporans in support of our country.
Tax Administration Jamaica will be seeking to collect outstanding property tax from communities that have a compliance rate below 45% and whose residents have the ability to pay. The Tax Administration explains in a statement that the first of these operations is to take place in the parish of St. James in the Cornwall Courts community on Friday, June 28 to Saturday, June 29, 2024. The activity is designed to encourage property owners to settle their property tax obligations promptly, provide service support, and conduct enforcement activities for chronically delinquent taxpayers. Residents will have the opportunity to settle outstanding balances as the Mobile Tax Collections Unit will be on location at the Cornwall Courts Community Centre during the period of the operation on the following schedule. Day 1, Friday, June 28, 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Day 2, Saturday, June 29, 9:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. In a significant step towards improving school administration across Jamaica, 55 educators have been awarded the professional qualification for principalship after successfully completing the Aspiring Principals program. This postgraduate level initiative is provided by the National College for Educational Leadership in collaboration with the University of the West Indies. Danita Rodney has the details.
In her keynote address at Friday's presentation ceremony at the UWI Regional Headquarters in St. Andrew, Minister of Education and Youth, Favour Williams, told the graduates they represent the future of the education landscape.
Today marks the culmination of your hard work, dedication, and enduring commitment to transforming educational leadership for national development. You are not just graduates, you are the future leaders of our educational landscape. Congratulations to each of you for the passion you bring to the noble profession of education.
The Education Minister continues emphasizing that the Aspiring Principals program is an important initiative.
It is important that we have this intervention to increase the awareness, to give you a sense of the requirement so that once you step into that job, you will be ready on day one, ready for any eventuality. And I know in our schools today, different things are emerging that principals of 30 years ago, 20 years ago, maybe even 10 years ago, didn't have to encounter. And so I charge NCEL to ensure that the program content is evolving to reflect the new realities of today and of tomorrow.
Mrs. Williams described the program as rigorous and comprehensive, designed to own participants' leadership capabilities.
Your journey through this program, as was said before, has been rigorous and comprehensive. You've been exposed to critical leadership modules, professional development courses. All of them were designed to hone your leadership capabilities.
The Aspiring Teachers program covered 4 key modules: transformational, instructional, community, and organizational leadership. Following this, participants undertook a 12-week field experience, collecting data from their schools and applying learned theories to address institutional issues. This practical approach enabled educators to implement real-world solutions, enhancing school administration effectiveness. For the news on PBCJ, I am Danita Rodney.
Time now for the business report. Investors can look forward to passive income from 3 corporate announcements of dividends. Lasco Manufacturing Limited has declared an interim dividend of 15 cents per share payable on July 24, 2024 to all shareholders on record as at July 1, 2024. The ex-dividend date is July 1, 2024. A.S. Bryden and Sons Holdings Limited has advised that its board of directors, at a meeting scheduled for June 25, 2024, will consider payment of an ordinary dividend. Lasco Distributors Limited has declared an interim dividend of 11 cents per share, payable on July 24, 2024, to all shareholders on record as at July 1, 2024. The Jamaica Stock Exchange will allow iCreate Limited, which trades under the symbol iCreate on its junior market, to again trade its ordinary shares today, June 19. In an advisory on its website, the JSE stated that, quote, iCreate Limited has addressed all outstanding issues that led to the suspension of trading in its shares on the JSE on January 18, 2024. Therefore, the JSE has lifted the suspension of trading in the ordinary shares of iCreate Limited as the company is now compliant with the rules of the JSE, end quote. JMMB Bank recently introduced its Visa Business Debit Card solution, designed to cater to the cash management needs of micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises. The JMMB Bank Visa Business Debit Card will give these businesses the convenience of direct access to their cash to make payments on site or online, backed by the global acceptance associated with Visa. The JMMB Bank Visa Business Debit Card is denominated in both Jamaican and US dollars, allowing clients to use it globally. MSMEs interested in applying for the JMMB Bank Visa Business Debit Card can visit any branch to open a JMMB Bank Smart Business account, since the card is backed by this checking account. Now, let's join Denise Williams for news on the financial market.
During trading for the period June 18, 2024, the following companies represent the top 3 most active stocks that investors bought and sold on the Jamaica Stock Exchange. Express Catering Limited with 6,026,033 units amounted to 33.3% of the market volume in terms of sales. Omni Industries Limited with 2,783,969 units amounted to 15.38% of the market volume in terms of sales. Cygnus Credit Investments Limited ordinary shares with 1,461,969 units amounted to 8.08% of the market volume in terms of sales. Moving from the money moves of investors, executives, and companies, we turn to the Forex market. On June 18, 2024, the Bank of Jamaica reported that US $39.4 million was bought from Forex traders, while US $58.4 million was sold to Forex traders. Buying directly from the Bank of Jamaica, foreign currency traders sold the US dollar for $156.39 and bought the US dollars for $154.93. The difference between the buy and sell rate was $1.46, which represents a profit for Forex traders for every US dollar traded. Canadian Forex traders earned a trading profit of $1.04 from transactions with the Bank of Jamaica. The Canadian dollar was sold at $114.55 and bought for $113.51. For traders looking at the British pound, they pocketed a profit of $2.76, selling it for $199.93 and buying it for $197.17. For the credit report tip of the day, building a solid credit relationship with your banker is essential for the growth and stability of your business. Here is one effective strategy. Apply for and responsibly use business credit cards, lines of credit, and loans. Timely repayments build trust and showcase your credit worthiness. And with that, we wrap up today's business report. I'm Denise Williams. Appreciate your company. Stay well informed. Stay ahead of the curve. Until our next update, take care.
In regional news, with the expectation that the Caribbean's region's bunker fuel market would cross $16 million in 2023, there has been discussion surrounding the future of a regional marine fuel hub. TTT's Terrian Brown Campbell looks at the prospects for that development.
Bunkering is the supplying of fuel for use by ships, similar to what a petrol station provides for motor vehicles. Currently, most regional bunkers supply fuel oil, marine diesel oil, or marine gas oil. At present, the Caribbean region has 10 bunker stations. At the recent Energy Chamber of Trinidad and Tobago's Caribbean Sustainable Energy Conference, Vice President of Port and Estate Management at National Energy, Michelle Scipio Hosang, highlighted some of the challenges within the sector during discussions on a regional marine fuel hub.
The maritime industry, like many others, faces the crucial challenge of transitioning to renewable energy sources to protect the health of our planet. The IMO has introduced regulations mandating the shipping industry to reduce its greenhouse gas emissions by at least 50% by 2050 compared to the 2008 levels.
Ms. Scipio Hosang was referring to the International Maritime Organization, the United Nations specialized agency with responsibility for the safety and security of shipping.
The industry is also projected to grow, driven by the expansion of international trade. The IMO predicts that shipping emissions could increase by up to 250% by 2050. Assuming propulsion technology remains unchanged and based on industry growth scenarios.
The National Energy's Vice President said, to truly decarbonize the shipping industry, the world must push towards carbon-neutral fuels.
There are several fuel options available to us to achieve our decarbonization goals, each with its own advantages and disadvantages. These include hydrogen, so the options for marine bunkers include hydrogen, synthetic, natural gas, ammonia, methanol, and biofuels.
Turning to one of the key points of her presentation, Ms. Scipio Hosang noted,
bunkering in the future will see us having to be able to provide various types of fuel, whether it be methanol, ammonia, hydrogen, whichever it is. So you'll have to have multiple types of storage, multiple types of infrastructure to support the different types of bunkering.
She anticipates in the future there will be fewer regional bunkering facilities.
In the Caribbean, that investment will be significant. For any country wanting to shift to low carbon marine bunkers, that will be a significant investment. What we are saying is, why not look at hubs? Why not look at low carbon marine fuel hubs?
Ms. Scipio Hosang suggested consolidation of regional facilities and the consideration of low carbon fuel hubs.
We are saying there is significant advantage in locating bunker hubs at those 3 points identified. Those advantages include cost sharing, they include optimizing the equipment and resources, and they include fostering regional cooperation.
Antigua and Barbuda's veteran diplomat in Washington, D.C., Sir Ronald Saunders, has hailed the Twin Island states' role in the genesis of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States. Sir Ronald was speaking to ABS News on Tuesday, the 43rd anniversary of the signing of the Treaty of Basseterre, which brought the sub-regional grouping into being. Philiana Johnson reports.
Antigua and Barbuda's permanent representative to the Organization of American States, Ambassador Sir Ronald Saunders, hails the Organization of Eastern Caribbean on its 43rd anniversary. Sir Ronald highlights the integral part Antigua and Barbuda played in the establishment of the sub-regional grouping.
Unfortunately, in our history, we don't record these milestones that we helped to find, we helped to found. The Organization of Eastern Caribbean States was based on a speech made by Lester Bird, which John Compton, the former Prime Minister of St. Lucia, described as the Thornbird speech.
This speech, he says, sparked the idea to share common currency, central bank, judiciary, and economic space as opposed to separate entities. He therefore calls this one of the most successful sub-regional groupings in our hemisphere.
Integration as an example, we hope, to the rest of our CARICOM colleagues and indeed to the world. The level of cooperation at an economic and political level in the OECS countries is what makes our smallness work, because we pool our sovereignty, small though we are, into something that is more meaningful.
The OECS came into being on June 18, 1981, with what has become better known as the Treaty of Basseterre. It is now a 9-member grouping comprising of Antigua and Barbuda, Commonwealth of Dominica, Grenada, Montserrat, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Anguilla, and the British Virgin Islands. Philana Johnson, ABS News.
In Guyana, in a concerted effort to educate the public about the impact of their words, the Ethnic Relations Commission, in partnership with the United Nations, Tuesday launched a Countering Hate Speech campaign. More from Newsroom Guyana.
The Countering Hate Speech campaign was launched on Tuesday at the National Library. The launch coincides with the United Nations International Day for Countering Hate Speech, observed annually on June 18th. This initiative aims to promote peace, tolerance, and understanding in a diverse society like Guyana. Chief Executive Officer of the Ethnic Relations Commission, Gomin Camacho, emphasized that while Guyana is generally peaceful, continuous efforts are needed to uphold this status.
Hate speech takes many forms, whether it be commenting negatively on someone's appearance, making distasteful comments based on a person's race, religion, nationality, disability, political association, or sexual orientation. This Countering Hate Speech campaign aims to educate and inform individuals to be more aware that certain words and statements carry negative connotations, which hurt, disrespect, and in some cases lead to violence.
UN Resident Coordinator to Guyana underscored the persistent presence of hate speech in society, exacerbated by internet and social media use.
Hate speech is a marker. It's a marker of discrimination, abuse, violence, conflict, and even could be a marker of impending crimes against humanity. Addressing hate speech does not mean limiting or prohibiting freedom of speech. It means keeping hate speech from escalating, as Gomin, you were saying. It means that making sure that hate speech does not escalate into something more dangerous that is prohibited under international law or is harmful to people that could result in suicides, hostilities, crimes, increased rates of all kinds of problems and social isolation among people.
While Minister of Parliamentary Affairs and Governance Gil Teixeira highlighted that hate speech undermines equality and can lead to severe violence, the campaign underscores the importance of thoughtful communication in fostering a peaceful and inclusive society. Reporting for the newsroom, Sharda Bacchus.
In sports, we kick off with football. Reggae girl Jodie Brown has signed her first professional contract. Jodie Brown has agreed to join Benfica of Portugal on a 3-year deal. The 22-year-old has represented Jamaica in 2 FIFA Women's World Cup tournaments. She has scored 12 goals for Jamaica at the senior level. Now on to cricket. The West Indies men closed off their group stage leg of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup with a statement-sending victory when they defeated Afghanistan by 104 runs on Tuesday. The match took place at the Darren Sammy Stadium in St. Lucia. Skipper Rovman Powell gave credit to coach Darren Sammy for his guidance in the Windies' success over the past year and in the World Cup so far.
You know, whenever the captain and coach are in sync, you know, you normally get success. You know, the problems come when the captain is on a totally different page as the coach. And, you know, for the last 12 months or so when I took over as captain, Darren have been very encouraging. He have been very good, very helpful for me. And, you know, a part of my success, a part of the team's success is have to go to Sammy. You know, I think he has been good so far.
Powell says the team enjoyed the pitch in St. Lucia and the massive win against Afghanistan continues to build on the foundation the team has set out.
Conditions is pretty good. You know, it's good for batting, it's good for bowling. You know, it makes for very good cricket. You know, when you look on the English team, they are defending champions, and you know they are a very good team. You know, so it's for us now to just sit and find some plans and see how those plans can work against them. You know, when we play the English guys so often, we play them actually every year. So they know a lot about us, we know a lot about them. It's just that when you're playing the game on the day, whoever gets on top have to stay on top for as long as possible.
The Windies begin their Super 8 journey when they clash against England on Wednesday in St. Lucia. Game time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Caribbean time.
And that's it for the news on PBCJ. You can follow us on our social media platforms at PBCJamaica. Thank you so much for watching.